Anybody want to go to Scranton?
Folks from the flight deck, welcome. Let's head out to the airport, get things opened up, get our walk around done, and get ready to head up to Scranton. How's everybody been doing? Flying safely, I hope. We've had a ton of changes over here at the lounge, but we'll get into that in a later video. For now, let's get this Citation opened up, get the battery plugged in, GPU running, APU, sorry, new habit, but let's get things going and have a great flight. It's a gorgeous day, and we're expecting a nice ride up to Scranton. So first things first, get this battery plugged in. Got to come into the baggage compartment here and look into what we call the hellhole. Have you ever seen inside this type of stuff? Look at everything in there. First things first, that's the battery we're plugging up now. We unplug it every day so that nothing's draining the battery that we might forget. Get the light turned on, and we check the hydraulic fluid up here at the very top, the pressure inside the fire bottles, those two things there, and the ACM, or the air conditioner oil, and just general condition inside. It's a lot to look at, and just make sure everything is in order.
I'll take it.
You want that, G?
Yes, sir.
I'm safe coming out. Our way. Our way.
I just hit it.
It's like, you gotta hit it twice.
I thought I did.
It started.
There we go.
That big contraption there is the GPU, the ground power unit. Powers the aircraft while we're on the ground, so we're not running on the batteries, but yet we can power up everything inside, get the flight plan loaded up in the box, get the plane set up while we wait on our passengers, and get everything ready for this flight. Once up front, we turn on the master switch here and check the voltage. Looking for 27.5 volts. And if we have that appropriately, we turn on the avionics master and everything starts coming to life. It's a hot day down here in the south, so it's important to get the air conditioner turned on, and that's what those switches there were.
So I don't know why we're filming this. We're just doing the trip to Scranton. Normal aviation. Get some pre-flighting done, check some weather, grab a clearance, have to do some paperwork. But other than that, it's a normal day in the life of a flight crew, flying a small business jet. Is that good? All right. Thanks.
Sorry about my bad acting there. That was my best attempt at an office-style documentary interview. Now it's time to load the FMS, the Flight Management System, or what people refer to as the box. We start off on the init page, or the initial page, checking the date, the time, and the database are all current and correct. Then starting at Memphis, our departure point, we'll be leaving off of runway 18 center there, and doing the GETS 7 departure with the diab transition. So we just wait for the box to load. This is an older plane, so the box runs a little bit slow. Once that's loaded, we just follow along with what we filed in our flight plan. Out of the transition, we filed direct to Hotel Victor, Quebec, which is the Charleston VOR, and we double check that we put the correct one in. From there, we filed direct to Scranton, which is Kilo Alpha Victor Papa. We put that in the box and verify the Wilkes Barre Scranton Airport. Once the flight plan's loaded, we move over to the fuel page where we load passengers and fuel. We have 3 passengers, including us 2 pilots, and full fuel. In this plane, that's 4,800 pounds. So we input those numbers, and then we set the local time for the time zone we'll be flying, and that way the box calculates everything and shows us times to our destination. Once that's set, we'll come back and double check that as a crew later on before we depart, make sure we're not missing anything, no changes, and everything is in the box as it should. Now I'm going to head over to the hangar where we have a fridge and a locker. I'm going to load up the cooler with everything we need for the passengers. Then it's off to park my truck out front, head back through the front doors of Signature here, meet up with the other pilot, and do some of that CRM resource management stuff, which is exactly how we run this small flight department of ours. There's no specific tasks for one person. They're just things that need to get done, and we both tag team it and make sure everything gets done and we're ready before the passengers show up. Have you ever had the opportunity to walk by a plane or been out on the ramp or anything and heard clicking as the wind's blowing near a plane? Wondered what that is and maybe why you don't hear any with ours here? If you know, let me know down in the comments below. It'd be interesting to see what everybody thinks or what everybody knows.
Cleared Citation 585 Kilo Sierra, instruments Scranton.
Citation 585 Kilo Sierra, Memphis clearance, standby clear and some request. Citation 5 Kilo Sierra, cleared to Alpha Victor Papa Airport via the Get 7 RNet departure, then is filed. Maintain 5,000, expect flight level 39 or 10 minutes after. Departure frequency 124.15, squawk 1564.
Alright, destination via Get 7 as filed. Up to 5,000, expect 39 and 10. Order 2415 is squawk 1564. We have Oscar and Signature 5 Kilo Sierra.
Citation 5 Kilo Sierra, read back correct to the 9 ground point 9er when you're ready to taxi. Have a good day.
You the same, sir.
That takes care of our clearance. No changes. And now get ready for some more bad acting.
Okay, so again, it's just a flight. We got about a 2-hour flight going up to Scranton. Winds are 330, 10 knots, gusting 17. Not too bad. Should be landing runway 4. Just a normal flight. Nothing special. I don't know why you're filming it, but anyway, you know, if you want to know, is there anything else y'all need to know? There's few clouds, 5,500 feet or so, 80-degree weather up there. Looks pretty good along the way. We got a pretty decent 60 to 70 knot push taking us up there. Pretty normal this time of year, which means it'll take a long time to get home. So we got 2 hours up there, and it'll be about 2 hours getting back. All seems about normal.
The passengers here, let's light the fires and get moving.
2 hours up.
Cruise flight. Man, it's gorgeous up there. Nice day, good ride. And in cruise, we monitor. We make sure everything's going as planned, keeping track of our location, the engines, the instruments, just all the stuff, just generally monitoring. People say it can be pretty calm until it's not. Usually a lot of conversation up there. You find out what the other person did all week. And then the most important thing, or maybe not the most important, but a very important thing, is preparing for the arrival and approach you're about to do. So as far advanced as you can, make sure you get that stuff ready, loaded, briefed, planned, and you know what you're going to do. We both flew airlines in a previous life, and as such, we rely on profiles and procedures. That way you know what's going to happen before it happens as best you can. You have a plan ready for it, and you know how you're going to conduct yourself through each of those phases of flight, from the arrival to the approach, to the landing, the taxi, where you're going, how you're going to taxi, where the FBO or where the gate is. In short, you have a plan in place. You've worked on it ahead of time. You've briefed it. You're prepared. You're ready to mitigate any issues that come along, because as far as a normal flight's concerned, we've already got that taken care of. We've already know what we're going to do as we get there, all the way to where we're going to have lunch that afternoon. So we build that plan when we have time to do so. And that's what cruise is excellent for. We take that time where not a whole lot is going on. We're just monitoring and we're preparing. That being said, I mentioned profiles and procedures. So a profile is a plan of action that you already have for each phase of flight. So I know an ILS, I'm going to conduct it this way. An NDB, I'm going to conduct it this way. A GPS. You have a plan for each phase that you already know, a profile that's set up. At this point, I'm going to put flaps 1 in. At this point, the gear's coming down. We intercept the glide slopes at missed approach altitude. All that stuff is known ahead of time. So that makes the planning easier when you figure all that out on the ground well in advance. Flying is, especially as you get into bigger and more complex airplanes, it's managing. So you manage by staying as far ahead of the aircraft as you possibly can. I'm sure you've heard that before. So I might be sitting here in cruise with lots to talk about, but to make sure to get what needs to be done down the road, done now. Everything that you can do ahead of time, knock it out. There's no reason not to. And that way it makes everything calmer and more efficient as you go down the line. And again, if an issue comes up, you're able to mitigate it because you've got the mental bandwidth to deal with what's going on, because the flying is already planned using those profiles and procedures. If that's something that interests you, knowing more about profiles and procedures, let me know in the comments below. Maybe I can do a video just on, say, a profile to conduct an ILS approach, or a profile for a missed approach, or a V1 cut or something. So yeah, again, if that's something that you'd like to know more about, maybe I could help you with. Maybe just seeing it would help or inspire anybody. That'd be great. Let me know in the comments what you think, what you want to know, what you want to learn, and maybe I can work something out. Okay, so we landed in Scranton. Saw a few people here. Pretty uneventful flight. Some clouds coming in. Clouds usually mean a little bumpy, so little bumps. We got the push coming up, so made it in that 2-hour mark. Yeah, it'll be about 3 hours home. So yeah, just a normal everyday life of pilot. How, you know, corporate pilot, how it goes. We're gonna go grab a burger or something here locally, eat, quick bite. They're gonna fuel up, top up the plane, and then we'll head home. Good? All right. So that was a good flight. Yeah, it was actually a nice little ILS. It was clear, just a little clouds up around 5,000 feet to come through. And the ILS was a nice ride down.
Dude,
ready?
I was fixing to go.
We're gonna load up here in Scranton. Didn't actually get to do a whole lot. Just a quick drop off and fuel up the belly, fuel up the plane, and then head back. Yeah, so get it fueled up and then head on back home. 3-hour flight back, and should be pretty nice. There's a hurricane, can't remember the name of it, down crossing Florida, but we'll be fighting those winds coming back from what it's pushing around. So it's pretty here, it's nice. I didn't see Jim, got to hang out with some of the other crew, but anyway, yeah, this is a quick one. It was a nice flight in, and we'll head back out. If you made it this far in the video, I really appreciate you watching. I hope you enjoyed this flight up to Scranton and my kind of playing around with the office theme for what bad acting that's worth. I know it's been a while since I've done anything, but we've had quite a few changes, like I said, and have a few videos I'd like to get out first and then talk about all the changes and where things might be going in the future. If you enjoy these kind of random aviation videos, let me know with the thumbs up. It really helps. Subscribe if you haven't done so and you'd like to see more of this kind of content. Most importantly, though, let me know in the comments below if there's anything you'd like to see or any questions I might be able to answer. That's what I'd like to do most, is help out anybody along their road in aviation if I can. Thanks for watching, and as always, fly safe.